Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Early on, I did a walk through the town. It was daytime. Now I'm going for my nighttime stroll. Come along as I go for my walk through town. Just going to go for a walk through town and talk about a few things. Don't forget to rate, subscribe on this channel. This is where I'll be doing a lot of gaming, and when I get time, talk about sport as well. So I'm just going for a stroll through my lovely town of Worthing. Thought I may as well. It's evening time now out here, and why not? Let's do it. Who's the donkey now? Exactly. Well, tell me about it. Who is the donkey now? For those of you who didn't know, now you know. We're just going for this evening stroll. Just started this walk. Left my yard just a few minutes ago. We're going for the walk now. So we're going to enjoy the walk, enjoy the stroll, and enjoy how things are. Just enjoying the walk. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm just going for a stroll and seeing what's through the town tonight. Something different. Now, just wait until the room gets packed a little bit more, get more people in the room, because there's something I want to talk to you all about. Something I really want to talk to you all about tonight. And I'm going to just go through the town and see what's about, as they say. I did this walk earlier, but nah. I can't say it. Not sorry. On your commentary fight, you made a point about Whyte not acting in his usual safe ring walk. Yes, I did mention that, didn't I? That's what I'm about to talk to you about in a minute. The revelation that is breaking. Let's see. Should we walk up the main road? Let's walk up the main road. There'll be lots of things to see on the main road. So let's turn this camera around so you can see what's going on the main road. There we go. I want to turn the camera around. There you are. Up there, there's what they call the Gilbourne Centre. It's like a small, like a mall. Not much in there. Wilkinson's up there. Shuts up. Just going for a walk. So I'm just going to walk a little bit, let the room marinate, get bigger. More people in the room, we can talk. So I just saw the reporter, or the person that said that Whyte has failed the drug test. I saw that earlier. Yeah, it's getting a little busier in the room. Yep. So this is the night time in Worthing. What's going on? On your, give us a tour. We are going on a tour. This is the High Street. Here we go. Worthing High Street. I think Whyte is innocent. He would be so stupid to take drugs, in my opinion. Okay. I'm about to approach a group of ladies. Hopefully, I'll be able to walk right past those ladies without any interaction. Why would you say that? There's Charlie and Diana again for the second time of the evening. I'm live. I'm doing a blog. See you next week, Wednesday. Take care. So we're just going on. There's Charlie and Diana there. So we're just going for a stroll. Yeah, see some ladies on the camera. You'll see them all here. Worthing's finest. So, evening. So, dear me. Worthing's finest. Anabolic is no joke. You know, I walk through town here, and I just shake my head. I really have to shake my head. Worthing is so different now. People saying, "Do you have?" What's it? Let me hear what people are saying. It's like Don Coloni walking down the street. Everybody knows you. You want to know when I was in Brighton, mate? Those were back in the days. Those were the good days. Let's see what's in the live chat. Whyte is guilty and we made example of. I'm confused. I heard the British drug testing body could not tell RIVAS about Dillian Whyte testing for 3 days before the PEDs. Okay, let's have a walk around and see what we can do here. There's something different. Strolling around the town like, I don't know what. Weatherspoons. Could walk into Weatherspoons and sit down and have a drink. No, I'm not doing that. Can't be doing that. Right. Room's getting busier. Hey, listen, if you ever want to get... I don't eat meat. If you want to get a lovely veggie burger, but you want to get meat food, Fernando's. Their food is amazing. Absolutely amazing, Fernando's. Great food. Right. So this is a bit... along here is a bit boring. Nothing much going on. I think we'll double back, walk up the road and walk back round. Cinema we have here as well. The Connaught Cinema. Right, alright, so going for a little tour here. This is Connaught Cinema Studios. No, not Worthing, no, we just had Alexander Neil about a few weeks ago here. Get a pint in Ingram. Yeah, right, of course. Sit theatre. Very nice. Joan Collins has been here recently. Some good shows have been down here. This lady's going to see me now with the camera in my hand and she's going to roll at the window really fast. You want to make a bet? Oh, she hasn't. Oh, she hasn't even grabbed her handbag. She's probably got a gun in the glove compartment. That's why she's so cool. And you hate when you're walking down the street and people see you and then they just run to the other side of the road, or they look at you like you're about to attack them, or they wind up the windows as you're walking closer to the car. So dumb, some people. Anyway, right, let's get on to business. So, for those of you, let's get this camera back on me now, because their rules say that they have to finish the arbitration process before a punishment can be laid down, and that could take a year. All right, let's talk. Okay. Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Again, as I'm about to sit in my going to my retirement and say goodbye to this filthy, good-for-nothing sport and the corruptness in it, and it's become a complete joke. You know what? It might be better do this because it's kind of darker down here. No, that happens. I see old Dillian Whyte in this situation. Now, if you remember, those of you who were listen to me in commentary, I like to pick out the small things. I always talk to you about fighter behaviour. Let's get back towards the main road, man. I always talk about fighter behaviour and fighters' mentalities, but fighters' patterns. And I always look at fighters' patterns because fighters' patterns are key. Whether they are how they throw the jab, throw the right hand, do they drop their left hand? Do you know, do they jump it back and jump back against the ropes with their hands down by the side? Characteristic things I look for in a fighter before they fight. Now I noticed straight off the bat as Dillian Whyte was coming to the ring, he didn't look the same fighter. He did not look the same fighter. He looked like a fighter who just really and truly wasn't there. There was no howling when he was coming to the ring. He was touching gloves. His body language looked all wrong. I said that from the beginning of the fight. Do you agree with Bellew that all drug addicts should get beheaded? I will talk about Bellew, what his thoughts on it. But look, let's get back to what I was going to say to you. Right. So, I'm looking at the body language of Dillian Whyte. I'm thinking, that can't be right. That behaviour can't be right. That can't be right. That behaviour can't be right. That doesn't seem like Dillian Whyte I know. Is he intimidated by Oscar Rivas or is it something else? Well, we discover that there's been a meeting several hours beforehand regarding Oscar Rivas and Dillian Whyte, and supposedly there was a hearing, and the hearing had something to do with Dillian Whyte and this PED scandal. That's what they're telling us now. So hours before the big fight, there was a hearing. Can you believe that? Hours before the fight, the man's about to go in the ring and fight, there's been a hearing. and the potential of him being banned for life, or banned for 6-7 years of his life. But basically, how much, if he gets banned 4 or 5 years, that is basically the end of his prime time boxing career as we know it. Now, I said before, and I'll say it again, I don't know what Whyte has done or he doesn't done. I don't know. No, I don't know if Rivas was doing a Charles the First on Whyte. I don't know how. I wasn't at the meeting, so I can't tell you what the meeting was about, what the ins and outs of it was about. I don't know. What I can tell you is they're reporting that there was a meeting, and because there was a meeting, and it's regarding Dillian Whyte, so that means that people who did the meeting knew he was on it. If they knew he was on it, why did they allow the fight? The first thing. So is there going to be any punishment for the people that allowed that to happen, allowed him to fight first? So what's more important, the fight going ahead? And what? Okay, if the fight was cancelled, let me ask you a question. If Eddie Hearn said, look, I'm sorry to announce Dillian Whyte versus Oscar Rivas, it's not going to happen. Let's turn the camera back on now. I'm sorry to say, Dillian Whyte, Oscar Rivas, it's not going to happen. And the reason why it's not going to happen is because, guess what? Dillian Whyte failed the drugs test. Now, if that were the case, then how many boxing fans would be happy with that? You haven't missed much. I've just started now. I'm just warming up now, Tosh Bear. How many people would actually be happy with the fact that Eddie Hearn got up in the middle of the ring, as he likes to do, right? If he got in the ring and said, look, you know what? Sorry, this fight can't go ahead tonight. Sorry, this fight can't go ahead tonight because guess what? Dillian Whyte has failed a drugs test. How many of the fans would appreciate him and respect him for that? Evening. How many fans would respect him for that? How many fans would respect that? You know, that's what I want to know. How many fans would respect that? See, because it seems to me, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if Eddie Hearn were to do that, he'd copy it from fans and say, oh, why couldn't they have done it earlier? Or why can't they let the fight go ahead and then punish him afterwards? That would be the idea, right? That's what I'm thinking. So, you know, fans like to talk for farts sometimes, I say, because if the man stood up and said he could have put Sweet Caroline on while giving the bad news, problem solved. See, but the fact that you knowingly put somebody in the ring who's using an illegal substance, supposedly, then not only Dillian Whyte should get it, but guess what? The promoter should get it, and anybody else that's involved with it should get it, because they knowingly knew. Those that took money, earned money in the fight, should get suspended as well, right? Why should just the fighter get suspended? You tell me. Why should just the fighter get it? I don't get it. I don't understand. Why should just the fighter get it? Let's get on the broad work. Let's get some light on. Quite a few is guessing, at least the hardcores. Fans would have been upset, but maybe not, if Eddie told them the reason why. Yeah, tell them his boy's cheating. Yeah. Let's see. If he's, if he's the moral compass of boxing, which he damn well isn't, why don't you do that? Let's go along the seafront. Let's go look along the seafront. Yeah. I think it's red light, yep. Let's go along the seafront now and have a look. So here we go. So if he's the moral compass, why doesn't he do something about it? Why did he do something about it? Oh, he keeps his hand clean. No, we ain't going to do anything about that. So let's talk about this. So I said to you before, let me get the light up now. So we got. That's better now. That's beautiful. So now, I said to you that Dillian Whyte's behaviour looked very odd coming into this fight with Rivas, coming into the ring. Very, very, very peculiar. And now we're seeing why. We're seeing the reason why Dillian Whyte was coming to the ring the way he was, the attitude he had in a dangerous fight against Oscar Rivas. So to have held it together mentally, and still have boxed a world-class fighter in Rivas, who's swinging at him, and still be able to get off the canvas and operate, he did a darn good job. You know, the PED things is very odd, because again, 600 days without getting a world title shot. The court came out with, if he failed 2 drugs tests, then it's a life ban. Yeah, but that's the way, isn't it? That's the way. When you've got that over your head, when you've got those things over your head, then surely, of course, it's dangerous. Because at any point in time, somebody can, for the wrong reasons, just take your career away from you. That's a dangerous thing. A very dangerous thing. That's a very dangerous thing. You think about it for a second. Just think about it for a second. No matter what you do, there's always the possibility that you could have your career stopped because of nonsense. Do you mean? Let's read the messages. Whyte was being talked about as a top 5 heavyweight. More like WWE. Chisora was still fresh. Let him have a second fight for the night. Eddie would have put on a Vince McMahon act. I'm telling you, when I told you that boxing was getting more and more like WWE, you all laugh. You know? Do you know what? No, I'm not. I can't sleep. I'm up. And you know what? If you notice, more and more things I'm talking about, generally about boxing and how it's evolving, and the garbage is happening, and how much now it's becoming more like a WWE script. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what it is now. Vince McMahon with Shane McMahon, Barry, Bazza, and Eddie. Hearn's speaking on it now on IFL. Yeah, well, of course he's going to have, he's never going to tell you the absolute truth. I heard that the rules state that only one, what you say? State that they only have to inform the fighter testing positive, his trainer. Sorry, mind me, I'm just trying to get the message up. His trainer is promoted. So technically, Eddie followed all the rules by not telling Rivas or the WBC. Why has everyone shut up about Billy Joe Saunders? I don't know. You tell me why they've shut up about Billy Joe Saunders. I've got no idea why that would be the case. I've got no idea why that would be the case. But I do know one thing. For absolute sure, right? The way I see it is this. 600 days, no world title shot. You have the WBC silver belt. And you don't get a title shot. And then you have to. Big question is, do we get out our Rivas' bets back if it's a no contest? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how that affects the bookies. I don't know. I'd love to know, but I don't know. I can't answer that question for you, unfortunately. I don't work for the betting agencies or booking office. What I do know, it's a beautiful night tonight. You want to look at the wheel again? Hello, who scripted Whyte to fail? This is seeing the Matchroom Empire fall. This isn't WWE LOL. This is in itself a cannibalization. I bet on Rivas to win. No chance. Done mine. Let's look at this. Look at the wheel. Check the wheel out. That's the wheel tonight. Have a look at that. See that? Sometimes it's nice to look at these things. Change for a static background. Ben. Oh, you funny. You funny, man. You funny, man. You're real funny. Yeah, it's just... actually, if you actually watch my channel, my own personal channel, you'll know that I don't just have static background, that I've done a series called Along the Coast. So if you check out my series of Along the Coast, you'll see that my stuff is not static. In fact, you'll see a lot of my travel videos. Here, Ireland, the Caribbean, buses as well. You should go and check it out. 18 people in the room. Hit the like button, please. Come on, let's go. So Dillian Whyte, as I said, there was a meeting with Dillian Whyte. I'll give it which. How could Whyte get a lifetime ban if Big Baby Miller just got 6 months? Well, supposedly people are saying now because he got caught before and now he'll get caught again, so they're going to give him a lifetime ban. So that's why I hear the story is. But the whole thing's a setup to me. Yeah, but I hope now. What I understand now is that the lawyers are getting involved now as well, or that's what I don't know how true this all is though. But Dillian Whyte 2 years, so I don't think 2 years takes too much off Dillian Whyte's career, to be honest. I really don't. Let me just duck back here and then go down and slip down a side road. Brighton is heavy on the Brighton scene now. Maybe 10 years ago, my friend, when I used to work at the nightclub at Paradox, and I was assistant manager. 1,500 capacity nightclub back in the day, my friend. Those were good times. I think a set-up Matchroom didn't do it. The first was over-a-counter substance that contained some fairly minor substances. Probably a very genuine mistake. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is, when you say it's so minor, and it's so little, the other thing you can take into consideration is because it's so small, they can say it was overlooked or it was a mistake. That's another way of looking at it. It's another way of looking at it. Not the way of looking at it, but another way of looking at it. Just not right though. It's all too neat, I don't buy it. Let's see what people say in here. Live chat. That's Eddie's famous quote. If you fail 2 drugs tests, it's a lifetime ban. His words, not mine. Let's see if he preaches that. This time round, it's dynable, allegedly. That's of the thing. That's what Schwarzenegger used to take. This is the perfect plan of things to happen for Al Heyman. All the American sons, other forums are laughing at us. How many pay-per-view shows has Whyte been on? Being on now, not comfortable with him able to get out sport if banned so comfortable, especially as we don't know how long this has been happening. How even didn't even have testing. Laugh at that. Indeed. See, for me, the way I'm viewing all this at the moment is that because you're dealing with such unscrupulous characters. Oh, shout out to this gym, by the way. The bar, there's a gym, martial arts, boxing, they do a lot there. Check it out, worthy. Right. And one more shout out to my peeps, the NRG Cavern. There you go. Good food. Do you think Andy Ruiz is clean? Somebody says, hell no. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's the reason he doesn't want to fight in the UK. The reason why he says he doesn't want to fight in the UK is because they will go by any means necessary. Any means necessary. You have to look at some of the judging in the UK. You have to look at some of the... Oh, YouTube didn't like that. Hope the Worthing Tourist Board is paying you, Ingram. You mean the Worthing Tourist Board get on quite well, actually. If you look at my... we did an event which they came and supported. So, yeah. Where was I? Let me take a seat on this bench. I don't normally take seats on this bench, but I'll do it very quickly. Yeah, the US cards are shocking too, but the fight was fought in America. They should go back and have to fight in America. I want to know if sometimes I think these things happen because sometimes I really do think these things happen because you don't agree to go what is being offered to you. So they can't control you one way, they try to control you another way. That's what I believe. Maybe just me being a conspiracy theorist, but I think that sometimes that Whyte could well be guilty. He could well be guilty, but I don't understand why the biggest fight of your career, you would decide to do such nonsense. You need to start checking out your other stuff, Dan Ingram. If you're leaving the boxing stuff behind, sad to see you hanging up the boxing mic. It has to be done, mate. It's just a joke. The sport's becoming a joke, and most of the people reporting the sport won't ask the serious questions. One, two, the promoters have got their hands around most of these platforms now. Three, these people who are doing these reports, how many people are actually come on, don't fall for conspiracy, Ingram. Mate, I've been in this sport long enough to have spoken to enough fighters and to have been made. So this is the thing. One of the reasons why I'm kind of fed up with this sport is, and I'm fed up with it, because some of the people I talk to in here, and I've been on this over 10 years. You'd think over 10 years you'd talk to people in the sport off camera. You don't think about the amount of fighters we've had on camera and fighters we've had off camera. Think about it for a second. World champions, undisputed champions, people before they've become champion. So we've had everything from a grassroots fighter to an undisputed champion. You've got your Alex Jones hat on, Ingram. Whyte and others are probably juicing and circumventing being caught. Whyte was just unlucky. I don't know about that. Because I talked about this in a previous video. And I said, you say the Alex Jones thing, yeah? Conspiracy theory, sometimes people use the conspiracy theory to cover over, to use that to make people a laughing stock. But who would be more closer to the truth? Those people sitting behind a keyboard saying, you're talking rubbish, or those people who actually talk to fighters off the camera and talk about the diabolical stuff that happens. I counted Box Nation as Sky subscriptions over a year ago, fed up of the comedy circus, just watching highlights, BBC 5 Live and your commentaries now. Thank you so much, Ben, I appreciate you. People say, you think Whyte won't agree to do something for Matchroom, so they spiked his drink with PDs? I think anything's possible, mate. Anything's possible. When you see, the thing is, if you've got a mindset, smash the like button, by the way. If you've got a mindset that Matchroom will do no harm, the sport's not corrupt, and all the fighters are cycling, so if you have that mindset, then you will never, ever see any other side but that. If sample B is fail, would you believe then? No, I won't believe A or B, because for me, orally ingested drugs are very possible. Yeah, it's possible, but like if I turn around and say, if I said Ruben Guerrero has been taking PEDs and now he's going to kickboxing, and you had a first kickboxing fight, I said it, people would say, oh yeah, possible, because people always think the worst of people first. Matchroom wouldn't sabotage the whole business. They allegedly let fight juice up. But hold on, let me add to this point in a second. When we talk about the Matchroom thing, look at Anthony Joshua, the state he was when he came out to box Andy Ruiz. Clearly something wasn't right with him. So yeah, they would do that. It's all about money, isn't it? It's about money. When you're that high up, and you've got lawyers and barristers and solicitors and people that you're willing to pay people off and to cover up tracks on things, you'd do any sort of garbage. I'm telling you. So I bet it wouldn't look bad in Matchroom. How many times have Matchroom looked bad in the past? I doubt that they'll be paid for you anytime soon. Let's see here. What will Whyte need to do for us to think he roped other than failing tests? Okay. What will Whyte have to do? Become no longer self-managed and get managed by Matchroom? So that would be it. 1, 2, fight who they tell him to fight, and follow them. Like remember they talked about the slave contract. You've got to put things together. The slave contract was there. Guy failed the test. What do you need for you to believe takes on camera? They will be investigated by Ofcom for allowing a drug cheat to fight. They're in big trouble, Matchroom. Well, there you go. There you go. There you go. Look, Barry Hearn openly comes out and talks about he basically was a slave driver. He says that. And no ramifications for it. What do you think are the sleazy boxing promoters out there at the minute? Well, I'm not going to call names. Right? I heard a story that Don King is meant to be suing Eddie Hearn. The blame lies more on Whyte than Eddie. That's if you're ready to point the finger and say that he's a drugs cheat. People are willing to side with somebody who gets carried away, right? And is full of contradictions. You've got a man who is full of contradictions. This is the man that looked boldly in your face and told you he didn't think that Fury versus Wilder was going to happen. Boldly in your face and tells you that. But you're so far stuck up his ass, right? You can't see the wood from the trees. So, when you step behind a keyboard and you've got a reality based on, oh, Matchroom are the best in the world and Eddie can't get anything wrong and you know, button would melt in his mouth. If you've got that sort of mentality, then fool for you, because the sport is a corrupt sport, first and foremost. Anything and everything is possible. Judges and referees going to dinner with the promoter. Is it Eddie's blood urine sample they tested? Ruben, if you want to remain in this chat, you want to stop talking foolishness to me. People like you, Ruben, are the same sort of people that I could do without tonight, to be honest. All right? So if you're not going to ask ridiculous, serious questions, then come out my chat room. I ain't got time for it. My point is this. Joshua fought Ruiz. We all knew that Joshua going into the ring was not in the right condition coming into that fight. You saw it. You had an experienced trainer over 35 world champions in Stacey McKinley saying Joshua wasn't right. And you also had Stacey McKinley come on the channel not less than a month ago. Go back and listen to that interview. I'd suggest you listen to that interview on BWTM online. He says that Dillian Whyte's got a big mouth and he's not going to get a fight. I wonder why he hadn't got his haircut fight. There we go. This sounds interesting. I wonder why he hadn't got his hair cut. Now I've seen a video where Whyte says he needed not to cut it because of the tests. That's interesting. Yeah, that was very odd why he didn't get his hair cut. Good evening. Sad news. Very disappointing. Thought Whyte finally got his position shot. No, the thing is, I told you he wouldn't get Deontay Wilder. One way or the other, he was not going to fight Deontay Wilder. There are millions, if not billions, in the Ruiz-Joshua match. They would have never stopped it. There we go. There you go. So when you look at the state of Anthony Joshua coming into that fight against Ruiz, if they wouldn't stop that, why would they stop Ruiz versus Dillian Whyte? That's a pay-per-view that Hearn has to deliver. He has to deliver a certain amount of pay-per-views every year. Okay? He has to deliver. That is part of his role. He has to deliver as part of the deal with Matchroom. Do you think Whyte has made enough money from boxing not to need to fight again? I don't know. Depends how he's invested it, isn't it? Depends how he's invested it. But I said he should have gone down the WBA route. I kept saying it. I don't know. Hearn's not going to get any more pay-per-views after this fiasco. But we'll see. You've still got Lomachenko and Luke Campbell. You still got that fight coming up. I love it. I just love the way how less than a month ago, Hearn was talking about signing Pacquiao. And now he's talking about Pacquiao being on the juice. The pay-per-views will keep rolling. Of course they will. He's made a decent living, but had management company as well with brother. But that will take a reputation. Yeah, but of course it's going to take a hit. But isn't that the plan? Isn't that the plan? These people move the same way over and over and over again. They use the same things, same strategy. But for me, I'm interested in this point. What was Dillian Whyte and Dean Whyte's plan? What were they planning to do? What was the plan? Being self-managed, what was the plan? Being successful and being self-managed. Many more fighters will try to do it. And a way to stop that, yeah, he does tell a lot of stories, and a way to stop that, look what they did to, do you remember how they treated Audley Harrison for trying to be self-promoted and self-managed? Do you remember that? Do you remember? No. If you can remember that, then what's going on here should be of no surprise to you. I'm not wet behind the ears for this. Absolutely not wet behind the ears. You check this out a second. 600 days, the guy's now at a title shot. Somebody in Brazil who was ranked lower than him leapfrogs him and fights for the world title. It all seems a bit odd to me. 600 days. And your promoter, one of the biggest promoters in world boxing, can't deliver you a world title shot. Do you have someone who was behind it in mind, or just think it's uncharacteristic of Whyte to do, especially because he's in a position? Okay, you think this out. Just check this, logically work this one out. Think this out for a second. Use your brain a second, right? It was leaked. Eddie thought that the doping story wouldn't get out. Saw you looking. Interesting. Look, check this out. Just pick this up a second. Boxing is all you can do. Boxing is all you can do. That's the only skill you got in the world. You get caught. You make a mistake. You get banned. You struggle. You make it to the top of the ladder with all the doors shutting on you, and you make it to the top of the ladder. You're suddenly going to go and dope? Why would you dope then? Why not dope for the Parker fight? Why not dope for the Parker fight? Oh, the Parker fight. Why not dope for the second Chisora fight? So, Chisora hit Dillian Whyte with big shots, and Dillian Whyte didn't go anywhere. Yet, it don't make no sense. We're all adults. We're all responsible for what we put in our body. Well, we're not all adults. Some of us have got grown bodies, but think like children. So we're not all adults. We are not all adults. And I'm just saying to you, just with myself, it don't make no sense why a man would... Listen, there was nobody who forced Dillian Whyte to fight Oscar Rivas. They chose that fight. It wasn't a mandatory. He didn't have to take that fight. He took that fight. People talking like it was his world title shot and, you know, he had to dope himself up for the fight. Wait, why would you do that? Why would you do that when you know 600 days you've not had an opportunity to fight for a world title? So what, you're going to dope yourself up now when the world's watching even more so on a pay-per-view show? That don't make sense. No. It makes a lot of sense. He thought he would probably get caught, probably been doping all along. Nah, it don't make no sense to me. No, bro, it don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me. It makes sense to those who are on the agenda. It makes sense to those who are backing the agenda, and it makes sense for those who are employed to get on YouTube and to do the things that they do. Fact speaks for itself. Don't have to make sense sometimes. It's just what happened. We have to wait for B sample. Come on, man. Come on, listen. I remember the same website reporting that Stavern got caught with PEDs, right? Garbage. Absolute garbage. And when I spoke to Stavern afterwards, it was he was drinking an energy drink, and the WBC came in, or the VADA, whoever it was, came in and said to him, listen, you should not be training with these energy drinks for your own health and good. And that's what the story was. Oh, it's a banned substance. A banned substance. But it was an energy drink he was drinking with. An energy drink. So how did it turn from being a banned substance and a PED to an energy drink? Mate, Ruben, listen, I don't know much about you, but from what I know of you is that you're a gender-based, hate-driven character. That's what I know of you. Fact. I know for a fact that from the history of your character, being on my channel, anytime it comes to making anything logical and giving people balanced opinion, you're not there. I know for a fact that anytime there's any balanced opinion, anything made on the channel, you come along with your troll self and you're in denial. A majority of athletes are doping. It's not just got caught. Yes, I'm not suggesting that for 1 second. But, so in that case, he's done it here because he was so close to the big paydays, title shots. And by the way, while they hits him, it's curtains. It's 4 times now he's been down. It's only, well, I know that. I know all that stuff. I've been telling you that stuff for donkeys. So it's not me who's been pushing the Wilder fight with Whyte. I told you I was pushing down the WBA route. So, look, you have your opinions, and I'm not here to convince you of your opinions, right? So, if you think he's guilty, just say you think he's guilty and go along your way, all right? Just say Whyte is guilty and go along. But for those who want to hear a more balanced view, an alternative view, right, which is what I think, please smash the like button. This is why I'm here. And the alternative view, right, is that, look, sorry, mate, Whyte has got form. He is a dirty cheat who deserves what he gets. So if Tyson Fury gets caught again, are you going to say the same thing about Tyson Fury? Keep consistent with what you're saying. Fury was banned for 2 years. Come on, if you're doping, you're doping facts. Well, if you're doping, it seems a lot of you have already. It seems a lot of you have already have been judge and jury already and say that Dillian Whyte is is guilty. I heard Whyte's first bad test was a drink called D23 or something. It was for working out, but 1 week before he drank, but it wasn't on the banned list. There you go. I don't know. I'm not sure, but B sample rarely comes back negative. Char, only recent one comes to mind. Well, there you go. And everyone's saying Char was, he's a drug deal, cheat and all the rest of it, and he's now still WBA champion. I don't know. But nothing is as cut and dried in this sport of boxing. It's corrupt to the core, right? And it's good to keep an open mind. I don't care if Eddie did a video on it, because I don't want to listen. If I want to watch stories, I don't listen to that. I don't watch that stuff. I don't watch that man. I don't listen to that man. As soon as that man sat down and told, listen, when that man sat down and had the gall to look us straight in the eye and tell us Whyte and Fury wasn't going to happen, hours before the fight was going to happen, and he had the gall to say the fight wouldn't happen, I ain't got a time for it. No, I don't listen whatsoever to what he's got to say. I haven't watched Eddie Hearn interview for 7-8 months now. Don't watch it. Oh, yeah, the last time I watched an interview with him was him denying the fact that Whyte and Wilder and Fury are going to happen. If it's a conspiracy against Whyte, I doubt it's in his hand. People say that Arum had a lot of influence. If Whyte was an American, he'd get 6 months slap and wrist. If Whyte was under top rank, I'd like to see how he'd be managed. That's what I think. I do think something. I'm going to talk to Stacey McKinley, because I think Stacey would know more. I wonder if I can call Stacey on my phone now. I can't be on it much longer because I've got somewhere else to be. Oh gosh, I got to be somewhere else. Listen. All I'm saying, people, is keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. And that the sport is corrupt to the core. And it seems to me that if you don't do as they say, they will slap you and say you're a PD user. Even if you're innocent. But it's not like I've said this. I've been saying this over and over again. I'll call him Bashir. I can call many people, but don't appreciate it, mate. Don't appreciate it. So, don't appreciate it. If Whyte wasn't with Eddie, he'd have fought Wilder by now. It's a war against Eddie and DAZN, not Whyte. Now that is a possibility. That's a possibility. You see that there? That's a possibility too. Hearn is on it. He knew about it days ago. His stable is a joke. He should have went to PBC and fought his narrative of being mandatory of 600 days is baloney. It was Brazil. There you go. Did I not say that he should leave and go to PBC or Top Rank? I said it. I said it. And he should have fought for the WBA title. I said it. I said it. I'm fed up saying it. So it's not it's fed up of it. Fed up of talking this shit. I really am. That's why I'm taking my energy elsewhere. And yeah, I'm taking my energy elsewhere and doing something far more beneficial. So yeah, that's it really. The only reason why I came back to do this is because I'm just fed up of listening to people just jump on a bandwagon and not have a balanced view. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I gotta get myself over to the States now. So have a great night, and I'll catch you on the other side. Take care.